and just upload the recording after I get off this live. That way everybody wins. So, okay. Mars at 9 degrees of Aries, which is the crystal gazer. And so, damn, I just said so much shit. What? 10 minutes, 8 minutes worth of shit that I just gone. So anyways, let's deal with this though. Mars at the 9 degrees of Aries represents a crystal gazer, which represents concentration. And this concentration that we're establishing is very difficult in the digital age. There's so much different things pulling you away from actually concentrating. So with all astrology, right, you could either deal with astrology or not, meaning that there's a light side to astrology, like dealing with the knowledge, dealing with the divination and things of that nature, or not dealing with it. And that's the dark side, and you just kind of just living your life, you know, whatever. But when you deal with astrology, even that presents a dark side. And then the dark side has a light side and a dark side, and it kind of spreads and kind of gives you multiple choices throughout your whole entire life, and kind of understanding those multiple choices. With that being said, each astrological aspect has a positive side and a negative side. And that positive side is something which, if you act upon it, if you are actively act upon your concentration in this time, in this day and age, because the way that the world is set up is specifically set up so you don't care about the planet, you don't care about nature, you don't care about life, biology, and things of that nature. You're more in your emotional realm and things of that nature, and how you feel about things that are already set up and already programmed for you. It's like walking into a simulation and constantly having feelings and vibrations based upon the simulation. And then when I tell you, like, step out into nature and deal with the level of concentration and reality, it's like, but what about the simulation that I was born in and things of that nature? And I would tell you, you're not actually born in the simulation. You are carried into the simulation. You are born in universal love. You know, the ego in all forms is a form of illusion. You never become your car. I don't care what kind of car you get. You could get a 2058 Maserati on 29-inch rims, and you still have to get out of it. So if the car is your body and the driver is the soul, you might say, I got a nice car, my car is the shit, but you never fully embody yourself like, I'm a goddamn Cadillac out here, nigga. You never heard that. You never heard that. I'm out here feeling like a Porsche. Like, it don't make sense. Because the individual or the soul is the driver. And the driver can choose, the car is an inanimate object. And I hope we can understand, when it comes to a level of concentration, a lot of us have forgot our driver, and we've been a real Porsche out here. We've been out here feeling like a Maserati. We've been just, you know, living our life like it's a Ferrari. I mean, to me, that concept don't even make sense. But, you know, the egoic mind has us somehow feeling that, you know, a tune-up is everything. When really we have not even paid attention to the driver. And in reality, what this world is actually moving to with Uber, like, we fund Uber's robotics, robotics, research. So they don't even have car drivers any longer. Uber is a hustle up until you become obsolete. And now they're doing like you can Google that shit's like well known. Very soon there'll be no drivers on the road. But we helped and we instituted that system though, because we are funding, you know, Ubers and things of that nature, like by the billions, and we don't necessarily see that, okay, I'm talking about many different things, but if I could bring it back one time, just this whole idea of concentration in the soul is completely missed on society and humanity. Everybody misses the fucking point when they deal with science, astrology, technology, life, and think about their personal vessels. When the reality of your being is that it exists in a mass abundance of energy and information and technology within yourself, science, the things that you're willing to cultivate and bring to life, but you simply have to allow it, but you cannot allow it without concentration. So I kind of did the umbrella with that, just trying to get my bearings together. But other than that, I hope that that was understandable. Dealing with your soul, dealing with the driver, you know where you're going. If you don't deal with the driver, if you don't deal with the soul, you go nowhere. However that car feels, however that car, and this is kind of changing our reality a little bit. And if we're able, I'm sitting there and this is all making sense, and I'm sorry that I'm gonna just go weird one time, but you know, I got weird people that follow me and shit, so it ain't not even follow but subscribe. Like, we all weird and we all like go off on tangents, so this is just a fair warning. So I'm sitting watching Cars the other day with my sons, and I just can't wrap my mind around it. Like, I'm sitting there, like, my kids long gone went to sleep, but Cars is still on, so it's just me, John, and my wife. And so, you know, she sits and watches movies with the kids, so she knows about these movies. So I'm sitting there asking her, so everybody in here is just Cars? You like, yeah. I'm like, it ain't nobody to like everybody is Cars? She like, no, it's car doctors. It be car niggas cleaning the windows. It be car builders. And to me, I'm just like, this is like really some deep ass mind control when you understand psychology and what a car represents. Like, a car is an extension of yourself. The body is an extension of yourself. It is not the whole self. So, I mean, it's grown ass people trying to figure out how they look for real. Like, that's their main thing in life, is like how they look. Like, they don't care nothing about the shit that I'm talking about, like the deep psychology and the moods or anything like that, the hormones, the diet, the spirituality, the astrology. Man, fuck all that. I look good, you know what I'm saying? That's all that matters. And if I look good, I feel good, and that's it, you know. But that's very passive, and a lot of times we want to know what's going on with us, what should we do. The term might come up as like psychic and things of that nature, and it's just a simple concentration on the soul. And since we're dealing with Mars at this particular point, it's much more of an active concentration, an active realization. And this is going to lead me to my next point. Saturn at 13 degrees Capricorn in Western astrology. The Sabian symbol speaks to it doubles down on the original point of a crystal gazer. The Sabian symbol for Saturn at 13 degrees Capricorn is a fire worshiper meditating on the ultimate realities of existence. And this is a very difficult topic for me because it's easier for me to wish the best for you and to believe in you and to build you up and to help you and things of that nature. I very much have a difficult time with meditating subjectively and living my best life. And I've accepted certain lesser ways of life because I honestly, truly feel that I don't deserve wealth and I don't deserve money. So when this aspect comes up, oh, I feel it. This is Mars square Saturn. And an irreconcilability, and I'm being honest with myself, and I know y'all got everything together. Y'all got y'all mind right, money right. Y'all down for whatever. But me, I got work to do in that area. On the deep core, subconscious, wealth consciousness area. That's where I've been really going to in the dream world. That's where I've been going to in my meditation. It's not so much of me saying what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. But I'm going deep diving in the things that I truly believe and the things that I truly accept, because now we're dealing with the level of subjective meditation and the full exaltation of self. And when we say the full objectation or the exaltation of self, we're not talking about the skin and the body, who I am, the name my mama gave me. That's not the self. Myself, yourself, self is not the ego. Self is the Atman. Self is the innermost. Self is the soul. Know thyself. Know thy soul. Exalt that motherfucker. Put him, her, them on the forefront. Or else you take all of this spiritual information, think that it's talking about your black ass or your ashy ass, and it's not. Overestimation. Oh, I'm gonna be, or I should have. What? And you come into people's areas and space with expectations on them, and then you wonder why you alone on a Saturday night, but you don't really want to be, or why you don't got enough money to pay the rent, or why you doing this dead-end job, or anything that we find ourselves in. Then we get into this conscious shit, and then we get so much pride of like, oh yeah, whatever we done did consciously, if we did anything, if we manifested $10, we start walking around with the rooster strut. And it's like, it wasn't never about that. And so the deeper that I study and the further that I go, I find it very, very difficult to deal with people on a surface level, not in regular terms, but like when they deal with this spirituality. It's like, if you into it, that's cool. But now you have a big responsibility to heal and to change the world. You ain't got an opportunity to make a couple dollars. You don't have an opportunity to, get even with your boyfriend or girlfriend, or something. You should be all the way past that shit and moving into a transcendence. And so the last point that we're going to talk about, not off the astrology yet, is Venus. And so Mars is trine Venus, meaning normally, you know, in normal life is Mars versus Venus. Mars opposed Venus, Mars square Venus. But now we have a Venus trine Mars where the concentration leads to an alchemical fire that purifies and transforms and modifies the man's inner life, man or woman's inner life. By concentrating on that which is real about yourself. Like, the deeper you go and the more you understand about life, the more you let that physical stuff go. And you let the physical stuff go, not in a sense where you actually look worse. You keep your shit together. You still look good. But you don't care about it though. It ain't the number one thought on your mind how you look. Because, you know, we grown ass people, and you still, if you overlook the fact that people are insecure in their appearance, like if you imagine if people could get over that simple reality that, you know, you're beautiful, how God created you. Now let's move on, you know. Or else, you know, you get caught up on, well, I look this way, and this is the reason why. If I was just light skinned, you know, grown ass people feel as if, like, if their skin was a little bit lighter, then shit would start working out for them. And they won't even tell you this shit. This is something that's very deep and internal, that people feel like if I lost a little weight, if I got a little lighter, if I bought more clothes, if I had more money and I bought designer clothes, then people will look at me and feel a certain type of way about me and respect me. So that's gonna be my goal, to better my life, to better my appearance, so people can start treating me the way that, you know, XYZ. But Venus in the 8th degree of Sagittarius speaks to something completely different. It states that you free yourself by dealing with the alchemy, the alchemical fire that transforms and breaks down the very substance, the very primal essence of your existence. And from there, your life is editable, changeable, malleable. You can really direct your energy if you think about yourself in a real term. This is why we study astrology. This is the crux or the core or the reason why. Because we deal with the divinity and sovereignty that doesn't exist on the human sphere. People going to call me a black man and he's stupid, he cuss, he don't know what he's talking about, and all of that may be true. But the reality is, everything that you see is an illusion. Everything that I project, everything that comes from me is not the exterior. My experience is much of a deeper level. And that takes a lot of study and a lot of opening your heart and getting to that level and really trying to just simply focus on that shit. And to get to a point where you have to get to your soul, you have to let a lot of that go. And I was very young. I didn't have any children. I was able to deep dive within myself and find myself. I couldn't do that now. Good thing that I had my 20s. So from there, from finding your soul, from really dealing with yourself in the abstracted aspect and not constantly dealing with yourself on this mundane aspect, you find that you're able to modify the mundane in a way that is desirable. The Sabian symbol speaks to new elements are forming within. The positive aspect to this is to remold the course of events of your life. So the deeper that you go, the more that you understand time, space, quantum theory, and things of that nature, you could ignore it and act like it doesn't exist, which I've did for many years. But to study of it and the reality of it and what they're into is changing the past. This is what they're into. They're into pre-programming people with past lives, keeping them ego-centered so they can control their future. They know that you gonna go to Chipotle before you know you going to Chipotle. How is that? Why is that? Why when something happens, it's a long line? Why we all like, and it don't even have to be nothing good. It could be goddamn hair weaves. Oh, they buy one, get one half off. It's a damn long line, like damn. I wouldn't want to be that controlled. I don't want to be in spots where it's a whole bunch of people trying to get to the same thing. I kind of want to be and making coursing my own way through life, and this is something that I'm working through. And this is something that Venus in the 8-degree mark of Sagittarius is really speaking to, creating and molding the course of your life, because you have a story that you've been telling yourself or not telling yourself over and over again, and it's not necessarily true. Especially when we get into well, the card of the day speaks to it, and also the blue magic speaks to it, part 2. We getting into that. We got part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4 of blue magic, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We gonna conclude all videos with just another level of blue magic, and let me know how that works for y'all. But blue magic is what it is. If you don't know what it is, you gotta watch that video that I put out Monday, Magic and Miracles. I'm not gonna really explain shit. I get tired of explaining stuff all the time. You just want to just flow and go sometimes. I hope everybody is following along though. But ultimately, the 3 of Wands, which is ruled by the 2nd decan of Aries, is, I just love what this card is really speaking to, because everything that it speaks to in Aries, it speaks to in Sagittarius, which isn't completely ironic because they're both fire signs, but that alchemical fire and what you could do with it, you know, liberate yourself from a painful situation in a past life. You know, this part, whatever you've been working on has been taken off, and the results are beginning to show. The future looks bright and rosy from where you are standing. The 3 of Wands brings with it a sense of personal power and becoming aware of your place in the world. It is a time of wonderful growth and personal development. You are ready to spread your wings and take on the whole world. And you know, I felt that shit. You feel me? Like, and not even like, oh, you about to kill him, son. Like, nah, it was just like, I did the study of the astrology, and that just felt like right in alignment to everything that the astrology was speaking to. So let me backtrack and let me just kind of do a real quick review before we deal with this blue magic, because I just want to be clear. And if you're not clear based off of that, be sure to be added to the notes, because that's what I'm just following off of. So Mars in the 9 degrees of Aries, crystal gazer, focusing on the soul. Square Saturn, the idea of subjective meditation, the idea of living your best life, the idea, Is you just starting the video? I already turned the music down. Huh? So Mars at the 9 degrees of Aries, um, I got thrown off, my fault. Concentrating on the soul, square the idea of transcendence, the idea of living your best life. And that's very hard to do. That's hard to do. That's hard. That's very hard to do. To imagine that you could live your very best life. So many people have been programmed to thinking that they can't do it. So the little baby steps that we've been taking and our little, you know, ways that we've been growing, it should be an indication that we can. This is very personal because we all sit and talk shit to one another about our best self. But then the inner thoughts or, you know, the reality is like, you know, maybe this is me personally. Maybe I won't be successful. Maybe not even successful, but maybe I won't live my absolute best life because something is inherently wrong with me, or people try to tear me down every day for various little reasons and overtly tear me down, covertly tear me down, commune with each other and tear me down. My neighbors, things of that nature, like, because I hear it all. I feel it all. Like, I hear everything. I just, you know what I'm saying? And I feel everything. So it's just like, but the force that propels me is way stronger than petty people, like, people have wanted to kill me in my lifetime. People have really wanted to bring it into me for various reasons. Instinctively, people haven't liked me. Maybe I've done something for them not to like me and things of that nature. But whatever the case may be, I'm not everybody's favorite person. But this is something that I have to deal with. This is something that I have to kind of address and really say that in my meditations, I have to visualize my most perfect and most serene life, because that's what this full moon and that's what this energy calls for. And in doing that, things have to, everybody can't roll with me, and everybody can't be my friend and all of that. But when you make the best decisions for you, it just shows up very differently. It shows up very differently in this world. And so what I mean by differently is that, everything that you thought you knew, throw it up under, rip it up, throw it in the shreds, put it in a shredder like they're doing at the White House right now. Like 24 hours a day. I feel like they just constantly shredding paperwork. Like, information that was once so vital or was needed getting shredded by the second, and there's nothing that anybody can do about it. So I just wanted to run over these quotes by Yogananda and Carl Jung about concentration before we deal with this blue magic aspect. Concentration is so much of an important thing when it comes to meditation, and meditation is so much important when it comes to controlling your life, controlling your reality. So therefore, if you don't meditate, you have no real control. And if you can't concentrate, you can't really meditate, because your mind tends to wander. Go here, go there, go a little bit of everywhere. And by the time you end your meditation, you ready to stab your baby daddy. And it's like, that's where your mind chose to go, because of some shit he did 2 years ago. But that's where your mind went. You didn't have any concentration or any focus. And so another benefit of meditation is perception. looking at yourself correctly is how you get to really level up. Because who you are today is not going to be the person that you are from 5 years. But if you look at yourself from who you are today, and this is the thing that controls you emotionally, then you're getting held down. If you can see yourself 5 years from now, and if this is a good person, a great person, then you always know what you need to do. You always know and can feel where you need to be. And then also, wherever you're at in consciousness, you could always renunciate it. You could always let it go and go deeper into a even deeper concentration, an even deeper nirvana. Because truth to you is something that you have to figure out. This is not something that is a one size fits all. It's extremely, extremely subjective if you really think about it. And you have to figure out what works for you. So, hope that message was received and understood astrologically. Part 2 of Blue Magic. We're gonna really expound on the idea and just kind of work through some things. Part 1 of Blue Magic was more of the idea that money doesn't really exist. Like there isn't no big pile in the world named money that all the rich people go pick from and say, "Oh, I got me some monies," and things of that nature. It's a concept. And so part 2 is making money be a spiritual being. Money being a spiritual being, and your money spirit. What does your money spirit look like? Is your money spirit, looking like a demon, all destitute and all raggedy and scraggly? Or is it glorious and amazing and, full of lights and colors and brilliant? And like, what does your money spirit look like? Do you have a money spirit? A spiritual energy that represents your financial situation. What does this spirit like? Or else it's just the concept of you struggling and hustling to survive. There's a book, I guess I'll talk about it on Wednesday because I can't think of the name. I'll have to look it up. But it actually talks about how to create deities. Because if you deal with deities and things of that nature, you realize that they're all created by humans, right? So therefore, you can create your own that represents your own energy. And I've seen experiments like this on social media and things of that nature, and I've partaken in some of them. It just exists, and this money spirit is connected to your deepest desires, and your deepest desires are the desires that you don't even want to feel, because you automatically feel like you're not gonna get them. So you literally cut yourself off from living in the moment because you know you're not gonna live your deepest desires. Ultimately, you're just like, I'm just gonna die one day, so let me just prepare for that shit. When the reality is there's something in your heart that is pulling you towards where love is. And getting in touch with that energy and getting in touch with this and all of this symbiotic nature, it represents the energy of movement. The nature of this spirit is movement, and movement is not good nor bad. Movement is just the state of the world. And when you find yourself in one or two places and not doing much, you know you're outside of the spirit. A way to get into this very subtly is to simply invest in your pleasures. You got things that you like to do, but you work, right? You work and you work to deal with your pleasures. So that means your pleasures and your truth and your like reality are abstracted in some way. So just imagine if you were to invest and make a living off of the things that you enjoy, whatever it is. There's so many people who make money off of, working out because they love working out and they become physical trainers, or edibles because they like smoking weed and things of that nature. Invest in your pleasures, because what is not wealth and what is not wealth is working all day and spending your money, all of your money, on coping with the fact that you work all day. The idea of, this blue magic part 2, is a level of, expansion, abundance, true expansion, true limitlessness, the sea and the sky, and also a refocus on pleasure. Because now that you have all of the resources to bring any type of life that you want into reality, now you have to enjoy yourself. You can't just simply, focus on one aspect and deal with wealth and not have no form of enjoyment. I think the whole idea of wealth is the fact of people enjoying their life, doing what they want to do. You want to travel? Find a way to make money off of traveling. Find a way. There is a way to make money in everything that you do, especially if you love doing it. I really like computers and shit like that. I really like, what I do. I love it, actually. And so it's very easy for me to invest in this and do this because it's a natural love for me. And so the more that I do, the more, my money is constantly being spent and invested and reinvested and things of that nature. And I guess where I'm at, like, with this conversation is like, I don't want to seem greedy, I guess. But I'm not able to do everything that I want to do. So it's like finding that sweet spot. And I think that comes with deep meditation. Because I'm never going to be greedy, but I always want to, I need to set up a plan, set up a particular energy to begin to live the life that I truly want to live. And so I'm doing it in a deep subconscious way, which to me, that's how I look at it logically. To the observer, they may look at it as magic. And so the concept that we're working with is magic is the color of blue, the color of the sky, and the color of the color of the skein, the color of the sky, the color of the sea, all expansiveness, all truth, all beauty, and the limitlessness of it. It exists beyond my conscious understanding. So with that being said, sorry for the audio at the beginning of the video. I'm gonna re-upload this video with just me talking and not 10 minutes of loud ass music and me whatever. But I apologize and thank y'all for rocking with me and sticking with me. Be sure to reach me at hoodmystic.com for the notes, hoodmystic@gmail.com, Slack. I need somebody there that's going to set Slack off. I need some help. I can't be there all by myself posting stuff. You gotta want to post stuff and you gotta want to, bring something to the conversation. Slack is a application that works if you work it. You know, uploading profile picture, things of that nature, and then like talking and engaging and just, you know, introducing yourself or what you've been doing today, or y'all got any questions or whatever. In my job, you know, because I'm a computer analyst, whether I'm at home or whether I'm, you know, in the office, I'm always on Slack. So I'm like, I can always be reached on Slack during the day. My phone, I'm never really on my phone, but Slack, I'm really on it. So it's a good way to keep in contact. If you like at work too, and you want to talk to somebody and have your day go faster, is perfect for that. Just shoot the shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's a way to talk to each other. That's not Facebook. That's not, you know, Instagram and all that shit. It's just straight up, you know, let's build or let's have a conversation or whatever and things of that nature. So just email me so I can have your email and I'll just send you the invite from there. What meditation you talking about? Oh, it's something in the chat. Okay, okay. Y'all got your own little thing going on over there. Okay. Okay. But yeah, I'm about to sign out today. But I'll be back tomorrow. We do more talking. We can have the question and answer Wednesdays and Thursdays. So, you know, everybody swear they be wanting smoke. You know, I got the questions and answers. Like everybody be having hella questions. So tune in tomorrow. You can ask any question in the world. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, hopefully you can get a good answer too. And it just makes for good conversation to questions. So really opens me up and challenges me to think differently. So I'll be looking forward to building with y'all tomorrow, Wednesday. The title of the video Wednesday is gonna be Blue Magic, dealing with Mercury and money and all of that. So, you know, peace to y'all. Thanks for rocking with me today. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.